How often do you sleep? Do you sleep the ideal 8 hours a day? I doubt it. I highly doubt that. I know I don't. If you were, that means you'd be sleeping about a third of your day, because there's 24 hours in a day. Which means if you were to live to be 75, you would be sleeping about 25 years of your life. Ouch. Oh my gosh. Do we have time? No. Do we ever have time to sleep? Why do we have to sleep? There's so much we could be doing. Why is sleep so necessary? It is, I guess, because you wake up and you feel better, right? I hope so, because that's what we're talking about today. I didn't really consider how important sleep was until I took classes for my biology courses. My biology major, I should say. Those biology courses taught me about the brain and the body, and I learned the psychology behind why people do what they do, and the science behind why our bodies and brains do what they do. And sleep is very, very essential to the functions of our body and the functions of our brain. So we're going to talk about that today, and I hope to give you a little bit more perspective on sleep and give you a little more love for sleep, because we love it, but we don't have time really. But we're going to start making time after this speech, because you're gonna really appreciate it after this, because it's awesome, so awesome. Let's start with the physical benefits of sleep. You'll definitely recognize these, because you wake up in the morning and you do feel better. We've discussed that already at length. When you wake up, you feel rejuvenated, you have energy, you're ready to go. This is due to the restorative theory. When we sleep, our body goes through cycles, stages, and the deepest part of that sleep, it's called non-REM, the first stages. It's when you're not dreaming. And deep sleep is that very deep, which is why it's called deep, that deep stage. And during that stage, everything is pretty steady and slow in your body. Your heart rate, your breathing, even your blood flow is really just relaxed and slow. And researches have shown that when someone goes out and works hard and comes back into sleep, that deep sleep is longer. The more energy expended means the deep sleep stage is longer to rejuvenate the energy that has been lost. So this suggests that when we sleep, our body restores and rejuvenates for the next day, which is really cool, because I don't know about you guys, I spend a lot of energy making videos for speech, and don't give me an F. and this class is really cool, I'm sorry. And it's just really important to help us sleep. And I'm gonna move on now. Another physical benefit is the evolutionary theory, is suggested by the evolutionary theory. The National Sleep Foundation, I want to be a part of this foundation now, by the way, links our sleep to this theory due to circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm, which is our biological clock. This is the stupid little thing that wakes you up at 6 in the morning when you could sleep till 10, and it is so annoying. But it's actually kind of cool when you think about it, because it's run by the suprachiasmatic nucleus, this bundle of nerves that responds to light and dark. So when you're walking around having fun during the day and the sun goes down and you start to get tired, that's because this suprachiasmatic nucleus senses that it's getting dark and releases, actually it sends a signal to your pineal gland, which releases melatonin, which makes you sleepy and groggy. And then in the morning when the sun comes up, it signals you to wake up as well. Suprachiasmatic nucleus is kind of in control, isn't it? It's in charge. So this circadian rhythm suggests that sleeping needs to happen at night, which attributes to the evolutionary theory that our ancestors slept at night to escape predators, because at some point we weren't at the top of the food chain. And this is awesome, because who would have thought that our bodies could adapt that way, send us to sleep so we could not be in danger. Along with the evolutionary theory is something really cool proposed by Frederick Snyder called the sentinel function. So we talked about how our body goes into deep sleep, right? After that deep sleep stage, our body comes out of it. Everything kind of goes a little faster. Our heart rate and blood pumps faster. Our heart pumps faster. And our breathing accelerates. And we actually go into fight or flight mode when we hit our REM stage, which stands for rapid eye movement. During this stage, our body actually we actually wake up for a minute, very briefly. And I think I would be confident in saying you've all experienced this at some point, where you wake up, you feel a little bit nervous, and you don't really know why, but you feel like you're in danger. That's what the sentinel function is supposed to be. I talked to my dad about this, and he actually immediately thought of a whole bunch of incidences where he'd done the same thing. He was a farmer, so he would wake up in the middle of the night and feel like he needed to go check on all the animals. He felt like something was wrong. And my mother would do the same thing, but with children. She would wake up in the middle of the night and feel like she needed to go check on the children because something felt wrong. And I do believe that that is an example of the sentinel function at work. It doesn't prove that it's a thing because it is still a theory, but it is an example of how it could work. So those are some physical aspects of why we sleep. Basic survival skills and restoring our body for the next day. The mental aspect kind of is taken over by dreams, I think. Dreams are a big part of our mental processes while we sleep. And our dream happens during REM, rapid eye movement. And during REM, our brainwaves are actually quite similar to our brainwaves when we're awake, which is very interesting. So it's like we're awake, but we're not. You can be woken very easily, I believe, but you're not technically awake. One of these mental benefits could be explained through our threat simulation theory, which is when you have dreams where you're being chased or something. It suggests that our dreams kind of prep us for threatening situations and kind of give us crash courses on what to do if we are in danger. Along with that is our continuity hypothesis, also accomplished through dreaming, where we have dreams of things that have happened during our day, like bad things or problems that cause us anxiety or stress. And when these things happen during our day, they show up in our dreams because our brain is trying to solve them for us. How sweet. I love my brain. It's so nice. It is technically it's just going through and fixing your problems for you. But not really, because usually in my dreams I'm like yelling at a coworker or something, and then I wake up and I'm like, I feel a bit better, but I still haven't really yelled at my coworker even though I'm doing all her work. That's just an example. I don't really do that, I promise. So the mental aspect is kind of problem solving and helping prep us for dangerous situations, like running away from grizzly bears or serial killers. It happens on a daily basis, huh? So I guess in summary, all of these little things kind of sum up to keeping us safe and keeping our bodies healthy, helping us to function mentally and physically. So it's a little important. We need to give it a little more time, don't we? That's my challenge to you today. We spend a third of our life sleeping and 2/3 of our life doing other things. And those 2/3 will be so effective if you give sleep that 1/3 to make it effective. So do it. Do it! Make sleep effective. Sleep. Try to sleep.